Hey, what is good? Ladies and gentlemen, Cards back. More Draft Day Sports, College Basketball 2023. Third stream on our Louisville rebuild. Make Louisville great again. We're coming back from this nonsense 42, 48 prestige, whatever it was. We're battling it out. We're fighting through. Here we are. You can see it's slow going early when you're coming up from 40s in prestige, but we're going to bounce back hard because of Louisville's natural prestige. So last stream, we got all the way through to October 9th, which means we're through with the transfers and we're through with the recruiting for this year. We got our 4 recruits right here. And so let's take a look at this recruiting class that we'll be bringing in next year right off the bat. So we got Bootsy Mance. This is a top 25 Memphis guy, 3 stars, should be solid. Marcel Evans, another top 25 Memphis guy, 4 stars. This is going to give us some depth at the point because this year we really only have one natural point guard on the team, and he is very much a senior, and he's not great. He'll get the job done this year, I believe. Will be good enough, I believe. But we got help coming in that position. They'll be young, but we've got help on the way. And maybe we'll even pick up a transfer that can start next year. Now, really excited about this guy, Tremaine Jenkins. I know he's only a 3-star, but he was top 10 at Memphis, so he should come in fairly well developed. And he should potentially push for starting time right away, depending on what happens at our center position. What up, Agalia, in the chat already, hitting it early. Love to see it. And last but not least, Martin Smith. This is another 3-star guy, another top 25 at Memphis. You know, we're consistently getting those guys who are performing well at camp, all in the top 250. We only got one in the top 100, but honestly, the lowest rated one is the one I'm most excited about, and he might have the most immediate impact. We can take a quick look here at our roster. So you can see here Reggie Barnes is going to be the starting point. Not a great scorer. His passing and handling are solid. Not a great defender. So when I'm looking for point guards, obviously, I would prefer all my starters be at 6 and above on defense and scoring. So Barnes isn't getting that job done, but, you know, we don't have other options right now. We just don't. At shooting guard, we're rolling with Darius Randall. He's got the 5 scoring. His jumper's okay. He does have some defense. You know, across the board, he's all right. Heck of an athlete. So we'll be all right with Randall. Obviously, Isaac Green coming back. One of our 4-star guys. Played really well last year. He's definitely got the 7 scoring. He's got 5 defense. You know, a little bit lacking, but beggars can't be choosers. We're still in the very early stages. Now, when we take a look at our big men, I was going through and looking at these 2 centers, right? Bowman and Hughes. Hughes is the freshman. You can look over here. He's got a little bit more upside long term. And then you go point by point what I'm looking at on big men, especially centers. Field goal inside. Bowman's got a slight edge. And I talked in the last couple of streams about how these dudes with like 9 and 10 inside scoring can just go nuts, even if their scoring rating isn't great, right? All right, so 9 to 8, 4 to 6. I'd almost call that a wash with centers. Hughes is a heck of a passer. He's a better offensive rebounder. They're equal here. The defense is really where Hughes starts to pull away from me. He's better at blocking. And so we come on down through here. He's better at drawing fouls. Bowman's got a slight advantage. So I was like, I think I want to go Hughes, especially with a long-term upside. And then I took a look at who would be my starting 4. And look at Cunningham. He's not spectacular. He's average in here. Not a good scorer. He is a fairly good rebounder. He's a putrid defender. So we are going to run Hughes at the center, Bowman at the 4, and we're going to let Cunningham play backup at both positions. And I don't know, maybe we'll see what we can do because we are pushing Bowman away from the inside, which is where he would be most effective. Well, maybe we flip that. Do we want Bowman on the inside? Bowman's a little bit better of a jumper as well. And a little bit more athletic. We're going to let Bowman play at the 4. So I did set up my depth while I had to wait for Twitch to do an update on my device over here. So I did go through and set this lineup beforehand. So we've got our starters in here that I talked about. Bowman and Hughes running the 4 and 5. We're letting Cunningham do all that mop-up duty. He's probably not going to be all that effective at center. So maybe we rethink that and find a way to split the center minutes. Let's let him run anytime he's coming in. Let's let him run the power forward. And that'll flip Bowman into the center. So that'll be an improvement. And if he's going to come back in and grab some more minutes at the end of the half, let's let him do it at the power forward spot. And, yeah, Bowman can run. Let's let Hughes run that center, because we were really just talking about 2 minutes a game, and I like Hughes slightly better. What's up, Joshua the Best? Getting ready to roll here in the 2023 season, just talking through the roster, talking through the depth chart. We're not making significant changes with regard to strategy. We'll take a quick look here at what our proficiency is with the motion and triangle. We're into the mid-40s. By end of season, we'll be up to 50 or 60, maybe higher. So this offensive set usage is getting to where I really like it, in that 70 to 85 range, depending on the team. Why not bump it up to 75? I like that. Everything else is fairly set. We don't need to change practices. We can make a quick check that our coaching assignments are correct here. Danny Manning on the recruiting, Nolan Smith running the practice, and Josh Jameson doing the scouting. All good. Practicing, recruiting, excited for the season. The only tech, thank you. I'm also excited for the season, buddy. I think it's going to go decent. We do need to check our goals before we get too far out ahead of ourselves. Let's take a look at what these goals are, make sure that we know what we're rooting for. So qualify for the NIT. We might be able to get there. Top half of the conference, maybe. Win 15 games, yes. Improve school prestige, I sure hope so. Take one last look. Where's our prestige at today? We're standing at 48. All right, so hopefully this season is the turnaround and we get moving, right? No, they're not going to be better than the CBGM Louisville team. You know, that team, I haven't figured out the CBGM Louisville team just yet. They've got some talent. They're thin on the inside. So when they run into foul trouble, and they've run into foul trouble a lot this year, and that's really been harsh on them. So, we'll keep tinkering. We'll keep thinking about it, but I'm all right just running that season out, seeing what happens. Because after the season, we're bouncing into the 23 version of the game. So, we'll see if that puts us a little bit ahead of the game. Let's get through these practices. Let's get some games going. See if we can get all the way through this season and into the transfers and recruiting for next season, hopefully. That'll give us a good look at this roster, these players that we're bringing in. What kind of Uno cards am I going to be pulling? Breeze, what's up, buddy? Good to see you in the chat. I don't know. Uno. My kids love it. Let's bounce over to the emails. Weekly incident report. Late to practice. One-upping each other. Argument over whose girlfriend was uglier. I'm not going to bother myself with this nonsense. If I was bringing in guys that were very high on discipline and that my coach was very high discipline, that would be one thing. But it's really not. Yeah, Agalia, I had to steal Sylvan because I had nothing else on the inside. And if I could keep them on the court and keep the rest of my starters on the court, they would be all right. But it is not working out for me. But you can see how important bringing in Sylvan was for me, because the 4-year guy, it's like a 2.5, 3-star backup that I had that I thought could play the starter in a pinch if I had to. It just hasn't worked out. And we've not recruited well at the big men. But that's CBGM. I don't want to get too much into it. Yo, Lucas. What's up, buddy? It's going fantastic. Anytime we're up live, I feel great about it. We're going to get this 2023 season off and moving. We do have, if y'all remember, the schedule last year was brutal. It was all kinds of top teams on the road, all kinds of nonsense. AD did us no favors. This year, look, we're starting off at the Yum Center against Maryland Eastern Shore, against Delaware State, against TCU. TCU could be good. That's a Power 5 team, right? But it's not nearly the ridiculous, murderer's row type of schedule that we had last year. So hopefully it goes better. We still don't quite have the depth. We still don't quite have the talent that we want to have. We don't even have the starters that we want to have, so I don't know why I'm talking about depth. But we're getting there. Hey, James is doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. He'll probably make an appearance. He always likes to poke his head down, see what's going on stream. Nice to have some assistant coaches. Did I just no, okay. I was going to say, did I uncheck the box beforehand? Louisville and Maryland Eastern Shore. See if we can kick the season off the right way, and we do. 7-point win. So that's fine. We weren't expecting huge wins. We're just expecting to get by in these games. Again, we're only trying to get to 15 wins. We're only aiming for the NIT. and improving the prestige from 48 wouldn't take much. So I think at worst we should probably break even on coach goals this season, which is enough to get us into the third season, get another year of talent in, another year of recruits, and at that point, we're rocking and rolling with nearly a full roster of guys that I've brought in who I know, even if they're not five-star guys, even if they're not 10s and 9s and 8s across the board, they're going to be able to play, right? They're all going to be decent scorers, decent defenders. And as we bring in more talent, as we can rotate it through it more, we can push our intensity up, we can run full court, we can create more possessions, which, as our talent builds up, is going to lead to more points. Like, the more talent you got, the more your talent disparity is from your opponent, the more possessions you want to try to push. There we go. Nice little 25-point win. Isaac Green doing his thing. Hughes and Bowman pulling 14 boards. So the sophomore doesn't care to be playing. He says, the 4, the 5, I don't care. I'm going to go in there, and we're going to rebound. Hard-nosed rebounds. Joshua said last stream, I called it, this team's making the NCAA tournament. They still might. We're going to see. We're going to push through early season. Early season, I like to underpromise and overdeliver. Last season we came that close to making the goal that we were trying to make all season. Fell one game short after I miscalculated. And I'm optimistic for this season. I really am. Our guard play is still really bothersome. But the inside guys on this team, this is the reverse of my CBGM league. We don't have any guard play here, but we definitely got a couple of hosses on the inside. We still don't have incredible depth, but okay. So a couple of 2-0 teams here. Last year I would have been really nervous going against a Power 5 team that was undefeated, even at home this early in the season. This year I feel like we can hold our own. They might win. This is one of those 50-50 games. Maybe 51-49 since we're at home. All right, let's see. Can the Yum Center, can the Louisville fans, the Louisville faithful, carry us to a win over the Horned Frogs of TCU? Indeed they can. And that's my freshman boy, Adam Hughes, 17-11 from the center spot. So, young guy getting the first big-time double-double of his career. That's what we like to see. We're starting off 3-0. Now, we get the Rattlers of Florida A&M, one of my previous stops. Then we get a game against New Orleans, still not leaving the city of Louisville. Then we get Oregon, who's already lost a game, so, who knows? Maybe they played a tough team on the road. Maybe that's another Power 5 team that we can get by. So, very optimistic so far. Things are, it could have gone wrong already. It hasn't. We're moving in the correct direction. Let's see if it holds. And let's start pushing the prestige. The quicker we move the prestige, the quicker we bring in the recruits. It's going to snowball. And we're going to be hanging more banners soon. So, if we're going to dominate on a stream save, it might as well be with our Louisville Cardinals. But first, we got to put a beating on the Rattlers of Florida A&M. Sorry to do it to you guys. I know I said I was going to be there forever. It didn't work out. I moved on. Bigger and better things. Greener pastures. Sorry, not sorry. Adam Hughes. Chad Cunningham with the double-double off the bench. Love to see that. Adam Hughes dropped 20 and 9, so just shy of his second double-double. That would have been back-to-back, I believe. And we're taking care of business. We're absolutely beating the teams that we should beat. And now we got a team incident. So who's fighting on an undefeated team? The Snake Pit. That's right, random task. It was the Snake Pit. But we took care. Well, it wasn't in the Snake Pit. That was in the Yum. Let's see. Reggie Barnes said something to Chris Bullitt, and the F-bombs are flying. I'm not worried about it. This guy's a senior. This guy, I don't know who he is, so I don't care. They can both well, they're not going to transfer. They can both be gone. Do not care. That's irrelevant to me. Not worried about it at all. We're going to keep going. We got a game against New Orleans, and then hopefully we get past Oregon, and then we move into an undefeated matchup with the non-conference rival Kentucky Wildcats. Number 7 in the country, by the way. Oh, and look at this. For the first time in this stream, we have moved into the top 25. Joshua says, tough week for Virginia in real life. Four-star recruit that redshirted decided to transfer. Oh, the transfers hurt in real life. They really do. The crazy thing about this transfer portal anymore, these teams can just turn around in an instant. You saw it with Kansas State this year. I think last year they were about 500, and now this year they're in the Elite Eight off the back of a couple of good transfers. So, the snake pit was Florida A&M. We weren't at Florida A&M. We were at home. That's the only reason I said we weren't at the snake pit. But we did have to, the snake pit came to visit us, but we took care of them. So now let's see if we can take care of New Orleans. Barely. That's a little bit too close for comfort. And Bowman has suffered an injury. So maybe that was the problem. Maybe we couldn't quite adjust in this game with Bowman going down. Let's hope this is short term. All right. Let's go check it out. 46 days. All right, so that puts us to about the middle of January. So we got to get through out-of-conference play and probably 4 to 5 games in conference without Frazier Bowman, the sophomore center. So we're going to move over. We've got to bring Cunningham back into the starting rotation. Bowman's just got to go down and down and down. That should be enough. And so now I guess we really don't have any choice but to bring Henderson into the mix. All right, so we're going to flip this off. Cunningham's going to pick up these minutes. And then, what's Henderson look like? I know he's going to be terrible. Inside shooting, 6'7". Cunningham also at 6'7". There's no significant difference there. One of these guys has got to play inside. Let's just keep it simple minutes-wise. So we go power forward here and center over here. All right, so power forward here, center here. All right, that takes care of that injury. It wasn't ideal. That's going to cost us a couple of games. Maybe that's the kind of thing that, if we're on the edge of making the NCAA tournament, maybe that pushes us to the bad side of the bubble. Oh, random task excited for SLU. Yeah, you're right. It could be worse. Bowman's probably on this squad our third best player. So it could have been Green. It could have been Hughes. It wasn't. That's great. We could have not had a backup to slot into that, but Cunningham was really the natural starter coming into the year. Bowman's playing out of position there at the 4, although he was playing very well, and I have no qualms at all about that decision. He'll slot right back into the starting 4 when he heals up. But not only was it a position that, we were able to deal with, but 45 days. That's December is either going to be slow or we're going to start our conference games very early. Hopefully it's kind of slow, and then middle of January he's back. We slot him right back in, and then we got a squad rolling for January, February, and hopefully for a while in March. You can see only a couple of guys signed their LOIs. I don't care about that anymore. I still think that my theory about as long as they're interested in you when you first start recruiting, they're going to qualify. So I do not pay. They changed. It used to be 2 years ago in the 2021 version. If the guy didn't sign the LOI on like November or whatever the date, they flat out were not going to qualify for your school. They changed that in the 22 version, and it's remained the same in the 23 version. So I don't even pay attention to that anymore. We just keep on cooking. I blow right past that date. I assume everybody's qualifying. The first time that somebody doesn't qualify, I'll rethink my thought process on that. But for now, I assume the guys I'm picking out at the beginning of the recruiting session, like we're weeding out anybody that's not going to qualify at that point. All right. Oregon Ducks, Louisville Cardinals. Oregon's ranked. We've slipped back out of the rankings in the early season just because strength of schedule's not there, obviously. Let's see. Early season. Once again, we're calling all fans from Louisville. Attention, Louisville Cardinals. Please make your way to the Yum Center immediately. We've got a very important game against the Oregon Ducks. Woo. Early season. Out of conference. We need some games like this now. With Bowman going down, it's gonna be tough. Can't lie about that. But we're counting on the home court advantage. The faithful get the student section live. Maybe we bring out Peyton Siva to hype them up before the game gets started. Maybe DeJuan Wheat somewhere around. He can get the student section riled. Donovan Mitchell on a video message. I don't know. Let's get pumped. Let's get wild. Let's beat the Ducks. Hey, by 20. Oh, they must have brought back Griff for that game. Francisco Garcia out there getting the home team wild. Oh, dropped a top 25 squad by 20. So now Kentucky again at number 4, still undefeated, still looking tough. But they're going to be out for revenge after we upset them in, I'd call it the upset of the decade. Last year at Rupp. We had a team that not only didn't make the tournament, didn't make the NIT, we didn't make any postseason anything. Did we make a CBI? We might have made one of the lower tournaments, but we didn't even go 500, and we knocked off a top 10 Kentucky squad at Rupp. So, man, they're going to be pissed. They're going to be coming for us. So, the Wildcats and the Cardinals, in my humble opinion, the best non-conference rivalry in all of college basketball. Non-conference rivalry, I don't even think that's debatable. Conference rivalry, you can talk to me about Duke, North Carolina, I get that. But non-conference in college basketball, who else you got? You know what I mean? Like non-conference in all of college basketball, where else are you going non-conference wise for a rivalry like this? Even Florida, Georgia, that's it. That's interconference. Michigan, Ohio State, that's interconference. Who else you got non-conference rivals as big as Louisville and Kentucky? I'm sure there's a few out there in various sports that I'm not thinking of right offhand. But for me, this is obviously biggest day of the year, except for this past year, IRL, when it was the worst day of the year because I knew what was coming. All right, so we got 2 undefeated squads squaring off in the Yum Center. The Louisville Cardinals, the Kentucky Wildcats, the biggest day of the year in the state of Kentucky, bar none, especially if you got 2 undefeated squads coming in here. The Kentucky Wildcats should be favored. They're number 1 in the net rating. Louisville coming in undefeated, although a little bit shorthanded with Bowman being injured. So obviously Kentucky is probably still favored. Virginia versus Maryland, no. To me, that doesn't rate the way this game does. I'm sure to you, to Virginia fans, I'm sure that one's more important. And, there's some like Notre Dame, USC. That's a good one, like especially college football-wise. But I'll take Kentucky Wildcats and Louisville Cardinals all day long. Let's see if we can pull it off for a second year in a row or if Kentucky gets their revenge. Let's go. Couldn't quite get it done, but that's close. Hughes with the double-double. That's close. Against the number 4 squad, number 1 in the net. So we're now sitting at 6-1, and that was without one of our starters. So we've got to be feeling decent about that. Now, what we do still have to figure out is can we play on the road? Because we still have not left the city of Louisville. We still haven't left the friendly confines of the Yum Center. So we're going to have to figure out if we can play on the road. But as far as, winning 15 games, we're on track. We might do that before Bowman gets healthy. When you're talking about making the NIT, we're on track. We got to stay on track. Now here, it looks like a home game, but this is a tournament game. So this is a neutral court against a 3-4 Miami squad. All right. Let's see, no road test yet, but let's see if we can pass the test of going to a neutral court and beating what we believe is an inferior team. We hope is an inferior team. Oh, 102! Oh! 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 Woo! 102! Drop the hammer! Hammer don't hurt him! Oh my word! 102! Now, granted, that was an inferior Miami team, of course. But we took care of business. I'll take that all day. All right, so moving on. Now we get Texas El Paso in this same tournament. So still a neutral court. This is a team that's above 500. We're going to expect them to be a little bit better than that Miami squad was. I doubt we drop 102 here, but I'm crossing my fingers for the win. All right, we're fighting. Adam Hughes with his double-double. Isaac Green, Reggie Barnes. Reggie dropping 19. You know, that senior point guard dropping 19. I talked about how the guard play was going to be our week. Oh, and now we get a rematch against Kentucky. Are you kidding me? Yeah, Joshua, I know Maryland and Virginia used to be in the ACC. I get it. Louisville, Kentucky is still my non-conference rivalry of choice. But I get it. You know, different parts of the country are rooting for different things. Whew. Let's sim games from other conferences. Cancel this out. I assume that Kentucky is taking us out again, especially since now we're leaving the friendly confines of the and we got to play them on a neutral court. And, you know, this could be where they take, if they're a legit number 2, you know, last year we stole a game. That game in the Yum was probably closer than they wanted it to be. If they're a true number 2, this is where they come in and beat us down. So this might be a real bummer. But it could be fun. No, that's a real bummer. That's what I expected to have happen there. Like, that's what I expected to happen in Rupp last year, actually. But, you know, the law of averages tells us that game was due. And actually, that game was more like due. Dad jokes. But yeah, that was crap. And we're going to just completely ignore it. Because I can. This is off a stream and I can just do whatever I want. So, yeah, I felt it coming. You know, if you play long enough, you can feel them coming. I thought that that's what we were going to get last year at Rupp. They just delayed it by a year. But we are going to get our revenge immediately, and we're going to take it out on IUPUI. The Jaguars coming into the Yum, facing some angry Cardinals. And I don't know about y'all. Cardinals can fly. Jaguars can't. I think we have a big advantage there. 8-2 compared to 1-8. That's probably advantageous also. So let's get our good feelings back. Bring back the good juju. Bring back the positive energy. We're not playing Kentucky again, at least until the NCAA tournament. And we've only lost to one team this year. So, nothing to feel down about. Take care of your business, boys. Oh, man. All right, that was a close one. Much, much closer than it should have been. But, you know, that's coming off that big emotional roller coaster. Playing your rival for a second time. Losing by 40. You got to do something to get your confidence back. It was a good little gimme game that we almost missed. You know, it was a 6-inch putt that had to rim around the cup for a second, but eventually fell. We took care of business. Now we're going on the road to NC State. So now we start to see what's going to happen because we're on the road. We don't have the advantage of playing at home. And NC State, 5-4, you know, this is going to be a mediocre type team. At Boston College, at Georgia Tech, those are probably going to be more difficult games that are a little bit out of our reach at this point. At NC State, it's probably like a 45-55 game. Like, we're more likely to lose. But if we can pull some of these off, then I'll feel extremely confident about making the NCAAs, especially considering we're going to get Bowman back in about 2 weeks. So Bowman is, you know, 2/3 of the way through his recovery at this point. Pushing on. He should be back mid-January, so about 20. He had 45 days. I think that was right at the beginning of December. So about 20 is, it's within a day or two of 20. All right, so we're rolling here. You can see we got 12-28, 1-2, 1-4. If we're lucky, maybe only 2 games after that, and then Bowman's back, so maybe 5 more games without him. And if you saw that, I know I moved quick. NC State's 304 in the net. They lost again, so now they're exactly 500, 304 in the net. So this is definitely an opportunity. I don't know that these next 2 games are an opportunity, and I'm not saying that this is a win. If we were completely healthy, I'd feel better about this. If we had played IUPUI or Kentucky better, I'd feel better about this. But we are where we are. I think this is a toss-up, probably. I'm going to call it a toss-up. Maybe it's slightly in our favor. Maybe I'm underselling. But my heart says we're still an untalented team on the road, and that's going to be tough. Oh, but we get it done by 16. Adam Hughes is a man on the boards, 7-12. He's a man on the boards. Big man inside. Big man on campus. He's a diaper dandy. That's a freshman boy getting in there doing work. And we get over that hump. So, yes, we're headed in the right direction, ladies and gentlemen. 10-2. Coming into a couple of tough games. We've got at Boston College, at Georgia Tech. Those are good teams on the road. Those will be extremely tough. And then we've got these losers coming into the Yum. Although they're pretty good. They've got a good record. I don't want to say anything positive about them. There's somebody in the chat who's starting to make me dislike Notre Dame almost as much as I dislike Kentucky. I won't drop any names, Agelia, but someone. So, let's keep on moving. We're feeling good. Ooh, Scotty Davenport getting whooped up on. His Bellarmine Knight's not looking great. I'm going to assume Scotty retired at this point. Scotty was an old Louisville assistant under Denny Crum, who he went to Bellarmine and then moved. He was with them as they moved up to D1. So that was why I think I started off streaming with Bellarmine a couple of years ago. But much love for Scotty Davenport. All right, we're into January. There's only one team in the country that's beat us. We've been down a man for a month, and there's only one team in the nation that's beat us. Now, that's changing right here. As you can see, Boston College, 9-3, good team, high in the net. They're at home. This is going to be a good squad, and we're going to have a really tough time. But this isn't, fingers crossed, this isn't going to be as ugly as like what happened with Kentucky in that neutral court game. So Boston College definitely favored here. Let's just make it competitive, please. 14, that's right on the edge of kind of what I figured. I would have liked to seen it better, but I didn't expect much better. At Clemson, 7-5. I'll be interested to see what Clemson's net is. How good are these wins? How bad are these losses? Maybe that's another chance on the road. And the interesting thing is we're really starting off our conference schedule with a lot of road games. I mean, by the time we hit Clemson, that's our 4th road game versus 1 game at home. So by the time Bowman gets back, if we can stay healthy, we're going to have our full-strength squad for a lot of home games, which bodes well, considering that we're already in a good spot. All right. On the road against the Georgia Polytechnic Institute. It's an engineering school. Break out the pocket protectors. Cardinals are a basketball school. Georgia Tech's engineering school. Louisville's a basketball school. That's what we do. Let's get down there and do it. They're a little bit lower on the net, so maybe this is closer. I don't know. But I'm still favoring Georgia Tech in this. But this we've got a better chance here than we did last game against whoever that was. I told you, 16 points. Look at Reggie Barnes, the senior point guard, getting things done. If we can get those guards going, my word. Reggie Barnes, for a guy who really isn't all that talented, like these 2 freshman guards that I bring in next year, they'll be able to replace him. And after a year or two, they'll exceed him. But for what he's doing right now, could not expect more out of Reggie Barnes and what he's done here in his senior year. And Joshua called me out on it earlier. I said this was going to be an NCAA team. It's very much still looking like this could be an NCAA team. We're headed that way. We're on a collision course with the NCAA tournament, and the only variable is going to be our health. And beating we got to beat Notre Dame. They're a crap team according to the net. They're not doing well in conference. They racked up a bunch of wins in the out-of-conference, probably at home, probably against garbage teams, just like we did. But we're just better. We're just better. We're just better. Darius Randall, Isaac Green making their presence felt. So a little bit, that wasn't inside at all. That was straight up outside. Barnes, Green, and I forget the shooting guard's name. He's so forgettable. Like, he rarely ever shows up in those top three. But, hey, we're 12-3, guys. Can we go 500 this year? It's looking good. It's looking good. After the Clemson game, I'm going to see. I don't think we're going to get Bowman back until after Boston College, but after the Clemson game, I am going to take a look. What are all the emails that we got? Norton Award, probably? No, just a bunch of scouting reports. We ought to start getting the Norton emails soon, but we're not going to have a player on that, so we don't have to worry about it. Notre Dame needs to tag you in. Yeah, absolutely, man. You know, you got them rocking and rolling in the CBGM. There's no way around that. But over here, this is where I get to have my revenge, you know? All right, so we're back in the top 25. Headed to Clemson. All right, so again, they're 500 in the ACC, 95 net. You got to figure right now, how I feel right now, this is a toss-up game. This is a 50-50. It could break either way. Could Clemson win by 15? Yeah. Could we win by 5 or 10? Maybe. Let's see what happens. Darius Randall. What? Another win on the road. 13-3, 4-1 in conference. We're feeling good. Before we get to the next game, we're going to stop and see if Bowman's healthy. Actually, let's just check this out. We got 2 days left before Boston College. Oh, my man is back. He's healthy. So let's go fix the depth chart. Sir, you're coming right back up. Yeah, we're going to get all the home games down the stretch. Like, we're fighters on the road. And we're going to get all these home games down the stretch with, hopefully, our healthy lineup. So it's about to get real for us. Let's see. Let's get the starters minutes right. Wait. Then we want center. And then Cunningham rolls the power forward through all of that and all of this. Not that. All right, so now we're back to the lineup that we began the year with. So now we're stronger. We're as well as we've done so far this year. Bowman is back. We're stronger. We're in an even stronger position. So, yeah, absolutely. Collision course with the NCAA tournament. Got Bowman back for our game against Boston College on January 13th. And now we just got to hope we stay healthy and, nothing rocks the boat. No changes in momentum. Let's keep this momentum rolling. Let's keep this team moving. And as I pointed out, Anna Gailey has also pointed out, we are going to have a lot of home games down the stretch. At this point, we're 4-1 in conference with 3 road wins. Notre Dame was at home, and the other 3 were all on the road, right? So finishing top half of the conference looks very doable. Although this, look at this BC team, 11-4, 3-2 in conference, 14 net. BC's a problem. BC's a problem. Having Bowman back is nice, although now we're trying to adjust, right? We had a little streak going. Now we put somebody new in the starting lineup. I feel better having more talent on the court. I don't think in these games, like, putting a new guy into the mix is as big of a deal. But, like, real life, I'd be worried about putting a new starter into the mix against a Boston College team that looks pretty daggone good. So I think we should be a slight favorite. But Boston College could absolutely win this game. So this is a big one. These are the games, if you want to be an NCAA team, especially if you want to be top half of the ACC, if you want to try to fight for a 5, 6, 7 seed, you got to win these games. So this is a big one. Let's go. Let's go. Frazier Bowman, straight out of the gate. He says, "Hey, coach, my foot is fixed. I got 15 rebounds for you right here. Call my number. Bring me in. Put me in the ball game." He comes straight off the injured reserve into a double-double and says, "Give me 15 rebounds to go along with that. I'll take 10 points and a side of 15 rebounds." Frazier Bowman, he's back. Look out. Getting real. Number 21 in the country, 14-3, 5-1. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Now we got a Wake Forest team. They have a dreadful record, 7-9. And let's see if we can push them around a little bit. You certainly don't want to slip. And especially when you're in the building stages of these teams, you can slip. But let's see if we can avoid that, and let's see if we can take care of business. Send the Demon Deacons back to wherever they came from. I'm sure it's somewhere in North Carolina. There's no Tim Duncan here. There's no Chris Paul here. Take care of your business. Take care of your business. Adam Hughes with 27. Freshman dropping 27 on him. Oh. Adam Hughes. My man. 27 points in a college game. That's no joke from the big man. From the young big man. And it's not like, if that's a 5-star, one and done, drop, okay, that makes sense. Adam Hughes wasn't that. Adam Hughes wasn't a 5-star. He wasn't top 25. He's still putting 27 on him. Feels good. All right, the Hokies coming in. We'll see what we get out of Virginia Tech. All right. Pretty close to 500 record, below 500 in the ACC. Garbage net. We're at home. Take care of your business, boys. 11-point win. Frazier Bowman again, 14-15. He's been back for 3 games, and he's already got, 40 rebounds? At least 35. I mean, he had 30 in 2 games, so what do you have in the other one? I didn't even see. Oh, my gosh. Frazier Bowman is going off on the glass. We're moving, boys. 16-3, 7-1 in conference. Joshua, hey, I told you we were going to the NCAA this year. NIT, nothing. We don't want it. We're going to the NCAA tournament. Hell, at this rate, we're number 19 in the country. Let's not jinx it. Let's not go too far. At this rate, though, I think, barring catastrophe, we're an 8-9 seed in the NCAA tournament. We're not even like a 12, 13, 14. Like, we're at least an 8 or 9, barring catastrophe, which could happen. We're playing a good Syracuse team on the road. I don't want to call them good, but above average Syracuse team on the road. And, yeah, the Hokies suck. You're right. So, yeah, on the road, and especially Syracuse. I don't know what it is in this game, but Syracuse has always really just been a problem for me. Maybe it's because, they're so honed into that zone. And I haven't even checked on 23 if they're still heavy into, like, the Boeheim zone. But they've always sort of been like, what's it gone in? Gone in 60 seconds. Eleanor. Syracuse is my Eleanor. It's in CBGM, it's Agalia. In single player, it's Syracuse. Oh, look, there's Notre Dame doing things and stuff against Pitt on the road in OT. All right, let's see if we can go into Syracuse and pull one out. If we do, sky's the limit for the rest of the year. Now, this is a toss-up, though. Absolute toss-up, and Syracuse gets us by 8. Randy Williams with 29-9. You know, you got 29-9, and you're just sitting over there like, give me one more rebound. Like, give me that. I don't know. Did anybody watch? I watched Louisville and Iowa women's play in the Elite Eight. I don't know if anybody watched that game. There's a player for Iowa, Caitlin Clark, was absolutely ridiculous. So talented. The passes she was making were ridiculous. She was a deadly shooter. And she was on the verge of a double-double, like a 30-point double-double. And there was like a questionable rebound that they couldn't figure out. And like late in the game, they're like, oh no, we gave it to Clark. And that put her over the limit for the double-double. So seeing that 29-9 reminded me of it. But y'all, if y'all haven't seen Caitlin Clark play, y'all might want to go check it out. I haven't seen a single player dominate a basketball game like that, men or women. I don't remember how long it's been. It's been a long time. Like, I've actually got goosebumps right now just thinking back to that game. And, I mean, even if that was an above-average game for her, it was incredible. Like, think about what Marquise Nolman, the Kansas State point guard, think about what he did in that Sweet 16 game, and she did more than that. She dominated the game more than that. So do yourselves a favor if you haven't seen her. Yeah, Haley Van Lith's a baller. That's for sure. Hey, big shout out to Haley Van Lith. She's awesome. Love my Louisville Cardinals, but you've got to give respect where respect's due. And Caitlin Clark is like, seriously, I still got goosebumps just thinking about it. She was incredible. Incredible. Unbelievable. So make sure to check out that women's Final Four as well. Some real good basketball being played over there. The Cardinals and the Tar Heels. We're headed on the road. Two top 15 teams in the ACC. We're a little bit ahead in the net. We've got a better record in conference than they do, but they're at home. So we're going to give the advantage to North Carolina here. You know, they're probably a 5-point favorite. Oh, yeah, that was a triple-double, right? It wasn't a double-double. That was a triple-double when she got that 10th rebound. Because, I mean, the assist, she had like 80%, like points scored or assisted on. I think she had 70, 80% of that team. It was so sick. All right, the Cards and the Tar Heels. Back to the focus of the stream. This is Back to Draft Day Sports, College Basketball 2023. The Cardinals and the Tar Heels from the Dean Dome. Can the Cardinals steal one on the road, which would put this would be a major statement game. I don't think we can pull it off. I don't think we quite have the talent this year. Maybe this is a type of game that's a 50-50 next year. We made them worry about it. That was a close one. But North Carolina pulls it out. All good. We're still rocking and rolling. We got a 500 Florida State team coming in. That's going to be a bad conference record. That's going to be a bad net. This is a don't screw it up type of game. Don't screw this up. 16-5, 7-3 on the year. I think we still only have one home loss, just to Kentucky, right? All right, so let's keep defending that home court. The Seminoles and the Cardinals coming to you from the Yum Center in Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville puts it on them. And Frazier Bowman, how many double-doubles can one dude with a barely put-together foot have in half a season? He missed a month and a half. And now he's got 3-4 double-doubles in the month of January. He's got 3 or 4 double-doubles in the month of January. He missed the first 2 weeks of January, y'all. Frazier Bowman going nuts. Yeah, absolutely. Joshua says he's thinking 4 or 5 seed, and right now, I'm thinking 4 to 6 seed. Depending on how things shake out, depending on how the tournament goes, somewhere between 4 and 6 seed. So, I mean, top half of the conference, we're blowing that away. 15 wins, we're already beating that. Make the NIT, we're going to the NCAA, so we're beating that. And then increase prestige from 48. So we're probably taking our coaching security back to 100. That part of the save is over. We don't have to worry about it anymore. So now we just focus on getting to the top and getting to the top quickly. And first, we got to do it by finishing off this year. Now, Pitt is actually a good team, an above-average team. Good but not great team. So this is right back into one of those 50-50 games. You know, probably Pitt should be favored by a few points. If they win, it's no surprise. If we win, it's not shocking. Let's go out there and put our mark on it. Do we want a 4 seed? Do we want a 6 seed? Where y'all want to go? Cardinals, where y'all want to go? They want to go for that 6 seed. They're looking for the 6. Y'all are just happy to be where you're at. Bowman got 13 points and not a single Did he not get a single rebound? We got to check the box score. The man's been getting 15s. All right, he got 4. They just didn't put it on the marquee or on the post-game wrap-up, whatever. He got 4. He didn't get 15, but he was working. All right. 3 straight home games. Let's see if we can. We should go 2 and 3. We can go 3 and 3. If we go 1 and 3, that's disaster. Look at Grand Canyon and Utah Tech. I didn't even know Utah Tech had a team. Who is Utah Tech? Is that a new team? I know there's like 4 or 5 new teams, it seems like, added to D1 every year. I've never in my life heard of Utah Tech. Is that a new D1 team? Somebody in chat's got to know that. Or at least like have access to Google and can tell us. Utah Tech. Never heard of them. What's their mascot? I will say I finally figured out how to make the device not go to sleep every 30 seconds anymore. So that's been an absolute pleasure tonight. It's much easier to keep up with chat when this thing isn't constantly like over here having to mess with it. Feeling good about that. All right, Syracuse at home. Come on, guys. It's February. If you're a basketball player, if you're a college basketball player, February is where you start to get it. I probably wouldn't be able to get in. All right. All right, I see how it goes. I see where you're coming from. All right, this record-wise, like if you just forget about our roster, record-wise, looking at the net, we should be a slight favorite here. Utah Tech plays in the WAC. Okay, are they a new team or what? $12 points. Adam Hughes, 24 and 12. Darius Randall, 13 and 8. Making things happen in the Yum Center. Let's go. How long's Utah Tech been D1? A long time? Am I just real dumb? I got to be honest, when you're like streaming and playing and chatting, sometimes you forget what you're talking about. So you said I couldn't get in, and I'm like, oh God, what did I even say? Right, it was the Utah Tech thing you're talking about. I'm with you now. Anymore, I couldn't get in. Maybe when I was like 15, 18, whatever, I was still smart. I hadn't streamer beveraged all the brain cells away. Maybe things would have been different, but anymore, like my third grader brings home these math problems. I'm like, I don't know what they're trying to go for here. I have no idea. But I tell you what, if they don't play well at the camps, I know you don't recruit them. I got that info if that's what we're looking for. But, yeah. Not worried about. Well, what's the old, back in the 80s when Louisville was going to championships, there was a fantastic quote by one of the players. I can't remember at all who it was. But I think he was talking about like Pepperdine or Drexel or something like that. And, you know, they're playing in the tournament, and the reporter asked him something about how do you feel about playing against this team. And the player looked at him and said, What is that, one of those academic schools? It's like, yeah, all colleges are academic schools. But, great quote, one of those all-time Louisville quotes that, you know, I feel good about. I'll take it. Fun stuff. But yeah, theoretically, I believe all college athletes play for academic schools. Theoretically, right? Isn't that the whole idea? All right, Joshua, hide your eyes. I know you're not yet of age, so you might not want to see what's about to happen to your Hoos. They're trying to come into the Yum Center with this weak 15-9 record. They're trying to come into the Yum Center with a 500 conference record, 111 in the net. Have these things happened before? Yes. Have they happened to me? Yes, a lot of times. But should it happen? Depends on who you ask. Hopefully not. We should be favored in this. Louisville, Virginia, the Hoos and the Cardinals in the Yum Center from downtown Louisville. Get out your derby hats. Louisville takes it 80-70. Adam Hughes another double-double. Isaac Green with a big game. Bowman another big game. And we're rocking and rolling, folks. 19-6, 10-4, number 11 in the country. Now, I just need some of y'all to do me a favor. In just a second, I'll explain the favor in a second. I'll explain the favor in 1 second. Number 12 in the country, 19-6, 10-4, 13 in the net. Look at this roster and then go and compare it to the CBGM roster and tell me, what am I missing? Because to me, Sylvain is at least as good as these centers. Chris Elowy's better than anybody I've got on this entire team by a mile. The guard, I think it's Marquise King or something like that. He's better than any guard that I have. Like, at least those three are better than anything on this team. So what am I doing right here that I'm doing wrong there? Or is that, I don't know. I can't explain it. Unexplainable. Hold on 1 second. I got to grab another beverage and clean myself up here. It's just killing me. Yeah, better competition is an obvious answer, but like there's only so many good players, right? Like, where are all the good players in this save? Like, the players and, like, the fake players, their abilities should be somewhat equal. So, like, I've got 5 garbage freshmen and sophomores, and somehow they're competing. So, I don't that's what's weird to me. Because, like, that team on the other game, Elowy's a top 10 5-star guy. King's a top 20 5-star guy. Like, Sylvain might not be that high, but he's pretty darn good. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. And it's not like I'm 3-4 losses. Like, I think we're on 6, 7, 8 losses. I don't know. I haven't checked in like 2 or 3 days. Secret confession, during the season, I don't check that much. I just check during transfers and recruiting. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can rebound. Against this North Carolina squad, I thought that we might have a chance to beat them in North Carolina, in Chapel Hill, but now they're coming down. down on Whiskey Row in Louisville. I think we get this. Let's cross our fingers. If we get this, we're very much on track for that 4-5 seed area. So let's do it. Let's get them, Cards. Whoo! Woo! Oh! Oh! 26? Was that 26? Somebody else that's better at math than me. That felt like 26. Oh! Josh was in Chapel Hill. Hey, if the game was there, North Carolina had a chance. Coming to Kentucky, coming down to the home of Churchill Downs, the home of the Louisville Cardinals. There was nothing doing. Nothing doing. We took care of business, ran the Tar Heels out of the state of Kentucky, all the way back. So we sent them. They ran so far, they ended up halfway into the Atlantic before they figured out they were far enough away that we weren't still whooping at them. Oh, 26. That felt good. And now let's not slip on the road against a garbage Wake Forest team. So you always have to worry about that. Never to me matters how good my squad is. I'm always worried about slipping on the road. This is no different. If we do, it's hugely embarrassing. No doubt about that. But it can always happen. So you just got to you got to have the little butterflies, and you just got to sit them to the side and be like, no, it definitely won't happen. And then when it does, just be like, we knew it could have happened. Not today, Wake Forest. Adam Hughes with 29 and 10. We get out of there with a 6-point victory, which, like I was saying, against a team that's that daggone bad, shouldn't have been a close game at all, but that's how it goes on the road, especially when you're not great yet. I really feel like maybe y'all can see, like from last season to this season's roster is better, not this much better. It's the fact that they've been in the system longer. We were able to bump that up from what started last season at like 55-60 on the offensive strategies, the offensive set plays. How bumping that up to like 75 has assisted us, especially on the road. So having better talent, having a better roster, and being able to run those set plays on the road, all of those things together have just resulted in this, happening even faster than it could have otherwise. Yeah, Chris, if you're around, I think we got a bot in the chat. All right, NC State coming to town. We took care of them on the road. And where's NC State? Is that Raleigh? Hey, Joshua, you got to know that, right? Where's NC State? Is that Raleigh? $10 and 16. No. Go home. Wolfpack, we got no need for you here. You're not welcome. We don't need you in Louisville. We already have everything that we need here. And you can go right back to North Carolina. Also got a bot coach. All right, smartass. But true. This is whoever this guy is. He's doing way better than I do. When I play in other versions. So this is all fake, by the way. We got somebody who's better at this game than I am. And they actually send me these streams ahead of time, and so I just review it and then talk through it and then pretend it's me. That's the trick to the whole thing. All right, let's see. We got the Wolfpack and the Cardinals. Don't even get hyped. Go out there, take care of your business, bring it back, stay healthy, stay fit, stay hungry. Let's go. 89-74, team incident. Some knuckleheads trying to ruin this season. What do we got? Reggie Barnes and Chris Bullitt. These two don't like each other. All right, let's take a look at this. Where's Chris Bullitt, this idiot? Hey, that's our first bot, though, at least while I've been streaming. So, back when we had 50 subscribers or followers or whatever, back when we had 100, when I was streaming a year ago, we didn't have a whole lot of bots. So now the bots are showing up. That means, like, get hyped. You're in the big time, right? You're getting bots. You can GTFO. Not that I have to keep Reggie Barnes happy because he's a senior, but that just gets on my nerves. And now I just want to make sure that did not affect, like, my garbage time bench, which it did. All right, so let's put you, Henderson, are now the power forward in garbage time. Congratulations, you've been promoted. All right. Back to the games. In late February, still number 12 in the country. Like, could we be coming for that 4-5 seed? Could we? At Miami's going to be tough. Georgia Tech at home, I prefer us. At Duke is tough. I mean, it's coming down to it, guys. Coming down to it. Not only is this an NCAA tournament team, this is a team that, it could make a run to the Sweet 16. Not unheard of, not likely, but possible. I'm bouncing in my chair over here if y'all can't notice that. Like, I'm bouncing. Absolutely hyped. So excited. 17 games in. So, yeah, this should be the last 3 games, right? Only 20 in the ACC? Because the Duke game's 3-3, and 3-6 is when the conference tournament games begin. So we're right here at it. We're right here at it, baby. 3 more games. At Miami. Georgia Tech at home. At Duke. If we go 2-3 here, we're a 4 seed. We're probably going 1-3 and probably a 5 seed. That's my best guess. At least we get to watch the NCAA selection show this year. These losers lost at Wake Forest. Agalia, you remember how crappy Wake Forest is in this one? Look who's even worse. Louisville and Miami. The Cardinals and the Hurricanes. At Miami. Probably Miami a slight favorite here. They win by 10. Isaac Green tried. Reggie Barnes tried. Just couldn't get it done on the road against a pretty good Miami team. And excuse me. And Miami will be a good team as well. They're also right there fighting for those 4, 5, 6 seeds. It's tough to beat teams like that on the road. You just have to have overwhelming talent, which we absolutely do not have. I forget Chris is the Canes now. All right, now we get Georgia Tech. This is, in theory, a gimme. But, again, in theory, IUPUI was a gimme, and what do we win that by? 4, 5? So, you can never be too sure. But if you want to do anything in the postseason, these are the kind of teams that you best be able to beat on your home court. The Georgia Polytechnic Institute, second matchup of the year. In the Yum Center, net 121 versus 9. 7-11. And that garbage in-conference schedule was bolstered by wins over the very inept Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Not by Louisville, though. 33 points. Fraser Bowman, 22-15. What? Got nothing. Notre Dame lost to those losers, but you bring it into Louisville, that's not happening. We don't play. We do not play. Taking care of business. 23-7. Number 11 in the country in year 3. We'll have to see what happens in the tournament. My guess is, if you want to know my honest truth, my guess is we make the Sweet 16. And our prestige goes from 48 to like 57-ish. We're making a jump. Now, a loss here against Duke, an early out in the ACC, an early out in the NCAA could change that for sure. Nothing's guaranteed. And this is going to be closer than I'd hoped. I was looking at Duke at 18-11, unranked, 12-7 in the ACC, but this is a good team playing at Cameron. And this is a toss-up, if not a slight Duke advantage. So Duke should probably win this. That won't affect too much for us this season as far as our goals go. But we're talking about the difference between a 4 and a 5 seed now, right? Like this game and the ACC tournament is the difference between a 4 and 5 seed or even a 6 seed if we perform poorly in the tournament. So let's see if we can just protect our seeding on. Yeah, 71-60, Fraser Bowman, MVP. Fraser Bowman's my MVP, 22-16. How many 15-plus rebound games does this dude have to have from the power forward position? Fraser Bowman, yes, sir. Absolutely. Let's go. Man amongst men when it comes to cleaning that glass. My word, Fraser Bowman. God, he's been playing so good since coming back. Feeling it. Got the foot bouncing 100 miles an hour. Players declaring for the draft. Nobody, of course. Norton finalists. Samuel Cougar. That's a cool name. So Larry Jolly's a cool name. Henry Lovett can jump right on in there. Kurt Gross is not welcome to that party. All right, let's delete all this. Let's take a look at standings in the league just to see where we finished. Everybody, let's get a slow golf clap. Of course, if Notre Dame, who finished second, could have beaten Wake Forest, who finished 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, last, they could have tied us, but they didn't. So the Louisville Cardinals finish it out on the top of the ACC standings. Whew. All right, so we can take a look here at the office goals. Crushed it, gonna crush it. Let's get on to the selection show. Oh, sorry, we got to go through the ACC tournament first. Birdman, you can find this game at WolverineStudios.com. You should also be able to find it on Steam. And I do have a real-life mod turned on. You can find the mod on the WolverineStudios.com. Go find their forums. They have an entire forum dedicated strictly to mods. And go find the college basketball mod and install it. That'll give you the real logos and the real school names. It'll also give you, in this game, I sim the results, but you can like AI coach the games or whatever, and it'll put you onto a screen where like you see the court. So the base game obviously can't have any of the real life logos or anything because it's not licensed, but the mod includes all of that. So that's the only mod that I have. So this game plus one mod, you can get it all from WolverineStudios.com and the WolverineStudios.com forums. And it's a fantastic game. I've bought this like, I don't even know, 6, 7, 8 years in a row. And if you're into college basketball, there are 0 reasons not to jump on this. Hey, Notre Dame was way worse. They lost to Georgia Tech. You saw it. The whole ACC was bad. So that bumped me a little bit. Like, this should have been a team that was like borderline top 25. But the fact, like last year, the ACC was brutal and my non-conference schedule was brutal. This year, my non-conference was gravy, and the ACC, kind of lame. 4 ranked teams. Only 4 ranked teams. So, Notre Dame being... second's the first loser, right? Isn't that what they say? Like, was that the N1 shirts, or what was that? Second's the first loser. Y'all ever seen... Hey, Agalia, you ever see the documentary they did about N1? It's really interesting. All right, Clemson and Louisville in the ACC tournament. Let's try not to get upset. Let's hold on. Let's fight for that seed. Let's fight for that line rating. Frazier Bowman, wait, what was the red? Please tell me it was a team incident and not an injury. Please tell me that was a team incident and not an injury. Yeah. If you haven't seen the N1 thing, you got to check it out. It was so cool. Like, they set up the entire thing. They were just giving away the tapes for like the first 2 years. And then they exploded into this entire thing that was like competing with Nike. So I don't, depending on your age, you might remember that commercial where like they were just a bunch of, like, it was a Nike commercial and they were just bouncing the balls. And it was like and it was all like sneakers squeaking on the floor and the ball bouncing. And that was 100% like a shot back at N1 because they were pushing in on their revenue. So it was pretty incredible. And then the entire thing, just like one guy left the company and the whole thing fell apart. Let's check this incident and or injury. Please. All right. So it's not an incident. It is an injury. Can it please be to somebody worthless? No, of course not. It's our best player, Isaac Green. It's a bruised sternum. He's 62% for 18 days. 18 days. Oh, Jesus. Today's Saturday. So he wouldn't be back to what, the Final Four? If then? No, he would be back like the day after the tournament ended. All right, so disaster has struck. That's how we'll put this. Disaster has struck. Our best player, Isaac Green, has been injured. He's out for the entirety of the tournament. Right? No. He could be back if we make the Final Four. He could play through it. You're right. He could. Let's take a look at Cunningham. All right, so we're just looking here. Samesies, close enough, especially when you consider Isaac Green's at 62%. Close enough. That's where it hurts the most, but I think that's going to be close enough. Yeah, I think that Cunningham's close enough that we roll with him. What we can do is we're going to straight up flip Cunningham and Green. We're going to give Cunningham Green's minutes, and we're going to let Green play like 8 to 10 minutes a game. It's the best idea I've got. Is Cunningham not even... Oh, wait. Do I need to look at Ed Branch? All right, so let's see. Not as good inside. Better free throw. Better scoring. Similar. Better defense. Better steals. Yeah, we got to go. We're going Ed Branch, actually. Yeah, G-Man, we approved a lot. So we're going to go Ed Branch and let Isaac... Let's just go Branch Cunningham. Let's go with healthy guys. All right, here we go. All right, so Branch goes in for Green. Cunningham goes up for Green. Now we go boom, boom. There. All right, cross our fingers. Yeah, we did improve a lot. And like I said, it was a mixture of getting better players and being more familiar with the sets and all of that. But now we're down Isaac Green. We could be in trouble here. If I was the committee, I would definitely be lining us up for a 5. Jay Slim asks how long before the video is uploaded to YouTube. Chris usually gets it within a day or two. Although you could stick around live, we still got about 20, 30 minutes to go because we're going to get through this postseason. We're going to get through transfers. We're going to get through recruiting. So you're right in the sweet spot. You get to see the postseason and all of the roster turnover. Stick around. Don't bail for YouTube just yet. Look at Duke upset North Carolina. Okay, let's see if we can take care of Syracuse without the leader, Isaac Green. No, too much to try to overcome. Syracuse gets us. They were a good team all year. I think we beat them twice in the regular season, and then they're in the tournament. They get that third game, and without Green, we fall. Although this is still a 4 or 5 seed. This is still a 4 or 5 seed. So I feel good about it. We got 17 people here. Joshua, you must be getting updated numbers better than me. I don't think my app updates shit. I know that can be really loud. Yeah, my app doesn't update quick enough. Hey, thanks for the follow. What was it? Clum's Essential? Clum Essential? Clum Essential? Let me know how to pronounce that. I don't mean to mispronounce it. But thanks for the follow regardless. We're over here doing work, putting it in with the Louisville Cardinals. The wife came home and started talking. Bro, I know how that feels. We beat on some fools during the regular season, but you're here for the postseason and then the roster turnover. So stick around. Let's see what the postseason looks like. I'm calling 4 seed. I think we got a 4 seed. Here's your playing games. Michigan State a 1. Auburn. Louisville the 3 seed. They wanted us to be above 15 wins. NIT tournament. Increased prestige. And top half of the conference. We won the conference and we're a 3 seed. Let's fucking go. Yes, sir. 3 seed, baby. Woo. Not having Isaac Green is still going to hurt like hell. And believe you me, we're going to check his status before every game and see if there's Kentucky with the 1. Well, they ended up losing 5 games. So Michigan State was the number 1 overall seed. We're going to be checking Isaac Green's status before basically every game and see if he improves. If he gets up above 80%, he's coming back into the starting lineup for sure. I think he's going to stay pretty low at least through this first weekend of games. Maybe in the second weekend we can get him back. Canes are in my bracket. That's all right. We can take care of the Canes, I feel like. But first we got to get past Charlotte. And, you know, to me that's good old-fashioned UNC Charlotte from back in the day. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember if... So, Louisville this past year had Jalen Withers on their roster. And his daddy's Curtis Withers. And I'm trying to remember. I don't remember if he played for USF or UNC Charlotte. I want to say it was UNC Charlotte. And Curtis Withers... Like I might be wrong about him playing for Charlotte. But I'm 100% right. Curtis Withers was a dog. Dude was a battler. I was so happy for Jalen Withers to play for the University of Louisville. It was such an honor to have Curtis Withers' boy at the University of Louisville. Couldn't have been prouder. Couldn't have been more nostalgic. It's great to have all those throwbacks to remember, like Withers battling against those like early to mid 90s Louisville centers. That was great. No, Kentucky beat us both times. So we played Kentucky at home this year. So last year we were garbage. They were top 5. We went to Rupp and won. This year we were both decent. Oh, actually we were decent. They were really good. They came to the Yum and just barely beat us. 5, maybe 10. And then we actually went to a early season, like out of conference, one of the tournaments, and played them again in the championship, and they beat us by 40. It was a oof. as chat told me. All right, Hurricanes got knocked out by the Howard Bison, so we don't have to worry about that, Chris. Let's see if we can get past UNC Charlotte, the 49ers, and the Louisville Cardinals in the NCAA tournament. First round action coming to you from somewhere at some time in some place. Fraser Bowman, bring him up. Bring him up. So here we see Notre Dame lose to Ohio State after I sim it. I missed it. We'll check yesterday's results. Oh, no, they won 89-63. Who'll put a beating on them? All right, so now Louisville gets a chance to take care of the Howard Bison. Miami had difficulty. Let's see if Louisville can get by them. And then cross our fingers that Isaac Green is at like above anything above 80% next week we'll take. But first we have to win this game. The Howard Bison. Come on. Let's go. Once again, ask for all of the fingers crossed, all of the toes crossed. If you can cross your hair, if you can cross anything else. If we can bring out the Louisville Legends at halftime, let's see some T-Will. Let's see some DeJuan Wheat, some Samaki Walker. Like, let's go. Louisville and Howard, the Cards and the Bison in the round of 32. Punch that ticket, Fraser Bowman. 30-10. 30-10. Oh, he's a monster. Fraser Bowman putting the team on his back. He said, oh, you want to move me out of my natural spot? Yeah, climb on my back. I got you. Fraser Bowman, 30-10. Cards move on to the Sweet 16 in, what is this, year 3? No, is this year 2? Is this year 2? Somebody figure me out. This is year 2. Year 1, we went 15-16. This is year 2. We took over such a bad roster. And now here we are in the Sweet 16 in year 2. And Isaac Green should be on the mend. Whew, that was all Fraser Bowman fighting him off. Yeah, McMillan had 35. Fraser Bowman fought him off with 30-10. That dude is cooking. So now we got the 10 seed Florida. Let's play out the other games. Cancel. Now we need to go check out our boy. Year 2. Yep, you're right. I was getting myself all confused. Because the first sim, I think I went through like recruiting the season and then didn't get through I just went through recruiting in the first stream. That's right. So in my head, I was like 3 streams. Oh, look who's healthy. Look who's healthy. All right, let's fix this real quick. Branch swaps with Cunningham. Green swaps with Cunningham again. We give him these minutes. Bum, bum, bum. Give us back our best player. Thank you. Basketball. Angels. I don't know where I was going with that. No, your overtime as well. And we'll give you this over here. Actually, let's swap this. Coming a little later. Perfect. All right, let's get it back. No. It's not a championship. Absolutely not. It's not a championship. We're a 3 seed. We got our player back. So all that we want to do, literally all I want to do is beat this Florida team. And we should be favored based on the seeding, based on getting our boy back. But all I want to do is get past this game, and that's going to improve the prestige. So let's do it. The Cardinals and where are we at? Hold on. I want to get the whole thing. I want to get into it, but I got to know where are we at. All right, so wait. First round, second round. Third round, what region is this? East Rutherford region. All right, I guess we don't get to know. We don't get to know exactly where we're at. We're in the East Rutherford region, East Rutherford, New Jersey. So from New Jersey, although look at this, Michigan State awaits whoever wins this game. So this is really the last, hopefully, optimistic winnable game we have. Not that anything is promised. Not that we can't get past anybody. But if you're talking about games you should win, that was the last chance we had and we failed. But that's still a Sweet 16 in year 2. It's a Sweet 16 in year 2, and we will take it. Even bringing back Isaac Green, we could not get past the Gators. We just couldn't do it. But making a Sweet 16 from 48 prestige, see, we won the ACC regular season, lost in the tournament, second round. Yeah, I still think we're going from 48 to about 58. We might be 57, we might be 59. No, nobody jinxed it. We're going to gain close to 10 prestige this season, and that's going to make a significant jump in the players, the type of players that we can recruit, bring in. We completed every other goal that was set out for us. Let's go ahead and sim through some more of this. All right, so the other regions, we got UConn, Colorado State, Alabama, Murray State. We got a 15 seed in the Elite Eight? Oh, my word. We got a 15 seed in the Elite Eight. Ladies and gentlemen, they defeated Duquesne, Jackson State, and Houston. And here they are, the Murray State Racers, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only one moves on to the Final Four. Oh, my word. And then we come back to reality, and it's Kentucky and Duke. Let's see what happens over these next 2 days. All right, we got UConn moving on. I miss the other one. Let's get through Sunday, then we can roll back through and see what happened. All right, so Kentucky defeats Duke that was San Jose. In Nashville, Alabama puts an end. The clock hits midnight for Cinderella, and Alabama beats them by 20. In Minneapolis, UConn beats Colorado State. And in East Rutherford, the Michigan State Spartans end the season for the Florida Gators. So there we go. Oh, Rick Pitino's former team, the Iona Gales, fall. No, we'll stick with these brackets. We'll click over to the final, see what happens. Your mom's upset. That's unfortunate. You don't want to upset your mother. Rule number 1. When you're an adult, the life motto to live by is happy wife, happy life. When you're still 13, it's happy mother. That's how that works. Keep your moms happy, and everything else will really go your way, I promise you. All right, let's get into Saturday. Man, I'm pumped about how that season went. Number 10, Sweet 16, 27-9. We didn't even lose 10 games. 15 wins in conference, regular season champs. It's got to bring in a little bit more talent, a little bit more depth to get us through those tournament games. All right, Saturday, April 1st, 3-1 seeds and UConn. All right, Kentucky's out of it. That's good enough for me. Good enough for me. Alabama moving on. Now, I didn't see the other one. Who was it? Was it Michigan State? Or was it UConn? Michigan State versus Alabama. 2-1 seeds throwing down in the national championship game. And it's Alabama, the Crimson Tide. Or what? This is like a green wave, right? Tide's more like rock the baby. Rock the baby. Alabama, Crimson Tide. All right, let's check out this awards. We just want to look at the ACC for now. Hey, freshman of the year, coach of the year. Who are those boys? Look at Adam. Almost 14 points a game, 8 boards. Yes, sir. All right, first team all conference. Adam Hughes jumping in the mix. Second team all conference. Sorry, we got nothing there. But we got one. All right, so because we had a few conference awards, we can at least check the entire association. Not optimistic. No. But we got some ACC awards. Hey, we got a trophy case. We got 2 trophies on it. You got to start somewhere. Let's check these emails, see where we're at. Yeah, season review. All good. 48 to 48 to 57. So I said 58 within a point or two, right? It's a good guess. Feels like I've played this game before. Feels like I've seen how this goes. We don't care about that at all. We don't want to be a first assistant at any of these crappy schools. Staff hiring. How is the staff looking? Did I say 57? I knew I was going to be pretty close. I mean, if we got to the final 4, we would have been to that 58, 59, maybe hit a 60 if we got lucky. But where we got, that was about right. All right, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. Any of these guys could get hired, but none of them are expiring. And I'm not over the moon about any of these coaches, so I'm just going to hit finish in advance. If any of them get hired by another school, then I'll get the opportunity to replace them, which I think that's what the red thing right there just meant. Let's see who got plucked. So we got LOIs from our other 2 guys. All good there. Danny Manning. Ooh. I'd like to see if he's the head coach there. I could go figure it out if I wanted to, but I don't. I'm good. Okay, so what we got to do now is now I have to do math, which sucks. Hold on a second. Since I got to do numbers, I am going to drink a slightly lighter beer. So, we've got a starting budget. You know what? I am going to cheat. I'm going to write it down. We got a starting budget of 286. Where do you have 74? All right, so that leaves 262. And we want bare minimum. It's you don't, in this year's version of the game, you don't buy reports. So all that we need is our summer travel and our actual recruiting costs. So our summer travel to Indy and Southeast Camp, if that's all that we did, I want to say that's around $11K. 3,800-ish for the regional, about 5,800-ish. We're going to call that 11-ish. $86 minus that. And then we want a bare minimum of what am I missing? That's a 1. All right, so we want a bare minimum of 40K. So we can spend 140, 150 on this assistant. Yeah, we can spend 140 to 150 on this assistant. Oh, no. We got the facilities we got to think about. Ugh. And I cannot remember the facility costs off the hand. That's going to be significant. All right, we need to be around like 80 or 90 on this assistant, realistically, if not lower. Let's take a look at the recruiting. Let's take who's interested in. All right, everybody's interested in first position. How can we go? All right, so going from this assistant coach at Kansas State for 94 to this dude for 66. It's like, this is no difference. This is the only assistant that we have to think about. Do we want to pay him? He's already at 83 a year. 83 would leave us with about 108K for recruiting and facilities and stuff, and that's not going to work. So I think we're going here with Josh Stedman. Yeah, math is tough, and I just forgot about the facility stuff. But like you said, I'm not getting into any technical institute anytime soon. So we're going to offer Josh Stedman the first assistant job, and I don't know, we'll offer him 57 for 4 years. Hey, there we go. See if we can finish in advance now. Because I need to have a bare minimum of like 11 and they're like 41K for recruiting. We're going to petition the board for more money. Bet your sweet behind on that one. Because obviously we don't need more time now. We've got that figured out. And the facilities we'll get down the line once we fix the budget. So from now until the end of time, we're going to be asking for more budget, pretty much. Request approved. All right, only 14,000, but we'll take it. That's all good. All right, so here's what we're doing, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I see 13 people in stream right now. I don't know how accurate that is because throughout the stream, Joshua was calling out more accurate numbers, so I'm sure you guys can see it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to hit advance. We're going to push past the end of season. I'm going to go remove some of these streamer beverages, and then I'm going to come back, consume more of them, recruit, transfers, review the roster, wrap up. So don't go anywhere. Give me like 60 seconds. I'm hitting this button. We're advancing. Everybody take a deep breath. Be right back. Woo, we got our processing done. We're ready to move. Scheduling notice. Yeah. Just don't give me that brutal nonsense from the last time. 2 scholarships available. 169. Recruit class rankings. Don't worry about this too early. We don't have enough prestige to fight for these spots. So what we got to figure out is our budgeting and how we want to roll with this. So let's see. Oh, we don't need 82,000 for recruiting. We don't. So, update. Yeah, let's do this, because that's going to leave us plenty. That's going to leave us plenty for recruiting, probably too much. This puts us right on target for our facility spend. And you know what? With the roster as it's currently constructed, let's bounce this up to 30. These guys, these are good players. We can make them better. I don't think the prestige is quite high enough to dump the money into amenities yet. Once we get up to like into the 70s and 80s of prestige, we'll sort of move this from training over to amenities, and eventually like more over here into making sure they don't get hurt. For now, I actually like this a lot. That leaves us 39,000 for recruiting. About 11, like I said, about 11 of that. No, I'm not using a suggest. I like setting it up myself. But I like this a lot. So we'll go to Indy, and we'll go to the Southeast region. I don't pay attention to the rankings just yet, so I'm just going to push right on past this. Players transferring. Nobody's leaving. Okay. All right, well, now I kind of have to look. Amenities affects recruiting. Training affects player development, and wellness affects players being healthy. And typically, I see the amenities doubled, if not tripled, compared to the other two categories. But I don't know if that's right or wrong. I think in CBGM it's going to depend, actually. I think that the top teams are going to want to go amenities hard. Like, me and Agalia and, whoever's running Kentucky and Arizona and teams like that are going to want to go hard on amenities. I think that a lot of these teams that are grabbing up like some of the top 10, top 25 regional campers consistently, but not necessarily on the hunt for those 5-star guys, they could probably dump some more into training and wellness and be better off. But that's, just a theory. Okay, so we need to take a look here. Well, wait, do I have, first of all, let's take a look at transfers. I might not have any scholars to give, and I think I do not. So I don't have to care about transfers. I have no scholarships to give. Well, yeah, the rich teams are going to have more money, that's for sure. That's how math works. Yeah, you don't have a blue blood budget, but you can take the budget that you have and push it into amenities and fight for recruits. And I mean, even if your facilities drop off, how many of the recruits are focused on facilities on a year-to-year basis? I mean, there are some, for sure. And some of the top ones. But, all things being equal, most of them are looking at prestige, right? Prestige and playing time. All right, we're skipping through the transfers. We don't need them. We don't have the scholarships for them. We're looking to next year's recruits. We need 2 gentlemen that want to be Louisville Cardinals for life, hopefully, and who are ready to help turn this thing up to the next level. I was going to say turn it around, and then I remember like, whoa, you won the ACC and went to the Sweet 16. You don't need to turn shit around. You just need to take it to the next level. So we're going to take it to the next level. A little fight song for you. let's see, 5K and 37. Yeah, that's only about 9. So I was about 2,000 off. Math is hard. Yes, advance. Thank you. So we'll have 31-ish. 31 to recruit. That's good. That'll work. That's plenty. Especially only 2 scholarships. Oh, we're going hard this year, boys. Hey, we're going hard. We're up to 57 prestige. Whew, I think we're moving on from those top 25 campers to those top 10 campers. I think we're making that move. We're going straight 4 stars. Let's take a look at this roster as it stands right now before we jump into recruiting. First, let's clear out these emails that we do not need just to build the anticipation. You want to take a look at the draft? Michigan State, Connecticut, Kansas, Connecticut, Arizona, Kansas, Arizona. Woo, Michigan State. It's hard to see how Michigan State did so well with all these top 10 draft picks. Edward Bacon. All right, let's get rid of all that. Take a look at what we are rolling with. All right, so like I told you, these point guards were never going to immediately be better than what we lost, but they're going to be close. Let's take a look at Bootsy. 9 outside shooting, 6 scoring, 5 defensive ability, 6 passing, 4 ball handling, good free throws. So immediately this is a replacement. We like the court IQ to be higher. Yeah, of course. There's things that we would like to be higher, of course. But Bootsy looks good. Marcelo, he needs to develop a little bit. So what, 1.5 to 3, 2.5 to 4. So yeah, Bootsy looks like the point guard moving forward. He'll obviously be the starter for this year. Shooting guard. And we got 4 of them. 5 and 6. I think Abdul was the one I was pretty excited about. So he's 6 and 3. So a better scorer, but not as good of a defender. Kincaid's a senior. Oh, look at Brian Kincaid. 6 scoring, 6 defense, but a lot of his other stuff is off. So that might be an interesting thing. Martin Smith, 5 and 4, pretty good outside shooter as well. So yeah, Smith's going to develop. Kendrick's going to develop. He's already pretty good. Randall might hold both of those off. We'll see. Isaac Green still here as a junior, baby. The outside shooting, the scoring looks great. Still need some of these guys to develop some of these player types. We really need some bucket getters and some defensive stoppers. Taking a look here at Tremaine Jenkins, who I was most excited about. 5 scoring, 5 defensive ability, very good rebounder. 2.5 star current, 3.5 star potential. The outside shooting on a power forward looks pretty solid. I wonder, he's 6'8". I wonder if he can slide down to that small forward if needed. He definitely has the free throws for it. Drawing fouls doesn't look great. Discipline, court IQ, and athleticism are all a bit disappointing on him. But what we're doing, if we look at the point guards we have this year over what we had last year, the shooting guards this year compared to last year, small forwards are unchanged. We have the same guys. The power forwards, adding more depth. Centers are the same guys. That's unchanged. Well, we've added 2 or 3 depth players and lost. I mean, it depends on how you felt about the point guard from last year in comparison to Bootsy Mance, and comparing the backup point guard that we had last year to what Marcelo Evans is going to be able to be for us and what they're both going to be able to develop into. And that's seriously the only difference in these two teams. So being that we're going to be starting a starting point guard that's going to be a freshman as opposed to a senior, maybe we need to rethink our offensive set percentage, but we're still probably starting Randall, starting Green. We might still be starting Bowman and Hughes, so I don't know that it needs to change much, if at all. And this team should be at least as good. Now, let's go out, find us a couple of dogs so that this is the last time that we say we should be at least as good. From now on, let's say this team is going to be better every single time. So, what positions do we target? I like our freshman here. This is all right. Isaac Green's a junior. All right, so just low key, I kind of like everything that we have for where we're at. We're going to go out and get the best two guys that we can. Absolute best two guys that we can. Regardless of position. And we're definitely going to focus on our region. Now, if we cannot find targets within our region, we'll reevaluate. We're going balls to the wall here. These guys scare me when they have no interest. 2-2, 2-3, that scares me. 2, 3, 4. I don't think we want a JUCO. We don't want a 2-2. No JUCOs. All right, there's our 10 point guards. Same thing at each position for this time. He should be fine. He's got interest. Any of these guys from Kentucky? No, I'll take him. There's a dude that will not qualify. Ooh, not a lot of small forwards in this region. Let's add those two. Maybe at the end of this, we go see if we got anything in other regions that might be interesting, small forward-wise. Ooh, maybe with the centers as well. Ugh. All right, we got 7 left. Let's let's take a look at these national region small forwards. Anybody outside the Southeast have interest? No, not really. Look at these guys in the Midwest, though. Okay, and at center, let's grab 2 more outside of region. Just caught up on episode 1. Good luck. Hey, season 2 was fantastic, bro. We made the Sweet 16 in season 2, so everything all good over there. Ryan Miner looking fine in the Midwest. Larry Barnes looking all right. Are you serious? National region centers, there's only one 5-star center this year? I mean, it's helpful because we already have our inside kind of figured out, but only one 5-star center? Are you for real? All right. Call watch list. All regions. All positions. Let's go from the top. Let's get them hosting. We got the money this year. Let's go, baby. Get through these camps. So what I want to do, I'm just hosting these dudes through all of these camps until, and I'm focusing on Southeast region guys first as a priority. Adam Scott, I love it. Okay, there we go. I just want to get through all of the camps and then clear out all my lists and then go from there. No, season 2. I just ran season 2. Like, this stream has been season 2. I finished season 2. Now I'm doing the recruiting to the beginning of season 3. So you didn't miss anything. When this gets uploaded, it'll have the entire season 2 on YouTube. So be sure to check that out. But yeah, I mean, I'm optimistic for season 3 as well. I think that we can do hopefully as good. All right. Got some interest out of Adam Scott there. Love to see that. Let's keep on pushing it on the Southeast lads. 3 more young adventurers coming to Louisville, coming down to check out the Belknap campus. Get through these summer camps, and I think we got a dead period, 2 more summer camps, and then we'll clear lists. All right, so this is the dead period. Got another point guard interested. So it looks like Bootsy might be a 1-year starter if any of this point guard interest turns out. Kind of excited about that. All right, let's jump in on some of these other 5-star guys. Like, why not, right? And let's actually... We got money. Let's scout live. Any 5-star that's interested. We're interested in you, young men. We are interested in you at the University of Louisville. We would love for you to be a Cardinal. Love it. Come on down. All right, so we got all of the camps in. That's fantastic. Let's get in here and clear these lists out. Hey, first time that you're able to catch any live stream, love to hear it. And it's always great to have people first time in a live stream. Definitely feels good. Can we host you yet? Yes, thank you. Top 5 at Memphis. Top 25 at Indy. Didn't stand out, didn't stand out. Get off my list. Top 10 at Memphis. Didn't stand out. Didn't stand out. All right, so the point guards looked all right for a minute. Now they're not looking so great. Dumping a lot of them. He didn't stand out at Indy and he didn't go anywhere else. I don't even know if I'll want to fight for a 5-star dude like that. I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying I don't know. How'd Adam do? Top 5 at Memphis. Top 25 at Indy. That's right. So Adam Scott's my boy right now. He already visited and has no interest, so go ahead and get off the list. Good. No. Anybody that didn't stand out at camp's getting the F off the list. Shooting guards are looking really, really bad. Gee whiz. He was at least decent. I feel like we have to keep him around. Oh, so Leroy was the MVP at Indy, but even after a visit, he has no interest. So, like, that's just a waste of time. He's hot on Kentucky, Kansas, Texas, Florida, and he has no interest in us. Like, we have no ability. Even though he'd be the best player to go after, we have no ability to get him. So, don't waste your time. Don't shoot your shot. That does not work in this game, I promise you. Now, even guys like this, like, we're only cool. We've got hot over here at Florida with an offer. Like, just walk away from that. That's not working for you. Here we got no offers, so now we don't have any camp data on Tom Shannon. Odds are he went to East Coast Jam. So if we come in and look at the national camps, I think you'll see Tom Shannon over here. Yeah, but he was not top 5. They're almost always, when you catch these guys, they're top 5. He wasn't top 5, so we literally have no idea where Tom Shannon's at because we have no national camp data and we have no regional camp data. but he's a Midwest player. He's a 5-star prospect. This is an interesting one. I rarely encounter this situation. Almost always, if a guy is not at Indy or regional camp, he's almost always top 5 at East Coast Jam. And Tom wasn't. So at best, he's top 10. But as a 5-star prospect, that could still be pretty good. We're going to leave him on the list and see what happens. Top 10 at Indy. Hell of a player. No, all right, so here's the interesting. All right, so he's already visited us. He only has cool interest. But these other 2 schools have not yet put in offers. So, theoretically, I would be telling you to dump this dude. Don't shoot your shot. But he doesn't have any other offers. And this is the difference in between recruiting on the 2023 version of the game versus any prior version of the game. Prior versions, you did not know who was offering. Now you know. And he does not have an offer yet. So, low-key, this might be my top prospect. Even though he has no interest, cool interest, even after a visit. We're going to hold on to Larry Hunter. Let's move on. Very little interest. 3 offers already. No camp data. Top 25 at Memphis. Hadn't visited us yet. You get to stay. Decent, not spectacular at Indy. No visit yet. That's fine. Decent at Memphis. Didn't stand out at Memphis. Didn't stand out. All right, back to the top of the list. So let's move on to the power forwards. Top 10 at Indy. He has no offers. He's only cool on us, but he has no offers. Don't lose hope. Didn't stand out at Indy. Decent at Memphis. 4-star power forward, decent at Memphis. I got better power forwards than you, bro. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Top 10 at Memphis. Yes, that works. Decent. Okay. Get off the list. Off the list. Decent. Off the list. Top 25. Yes, sir. Didn't stand out. All right. All we got to clean up now is the centers, and then we're rocking and rolling. Top 25 at Indy. Hey, top 5 at Memphis. Hey, top 10 at Indy. Hey, top 5 at Memphis. Oh, the centers going off. Oh, every center on the list. I felt like the centers, like when we were looking for prospects, the centers weren't great. But now looking at the camp data, oh my word, this is the first center I'm dropping. It's the only center I'm dropping. Dropped one center. All the rest of these dudes are boys. They're dogs. Whew. We might have to look at some of these guys. We might. All right, call and watch list, all region. Now we go to all players and start hosting the highest rated guys that we have not yet hosted. Declined to visit. That was Wormley, right? Oh, Hayes is already coming. Okay. All right, let's go. We got a full month to bring these guys in, generate some interest, and then see where we want to send those offers out. And we got $17,000, almost $18,000 to do it with. So we're going to survive long enough to get 2 guys that are going to be program changing. Theoretically. Fingers crossed. Once again, asking for your thoughts and prayers and fingers crossed and toes crossed and all that good stuff. We're going to keep asking Wormley to come in. He's going to keep denying us, but I mean, any of you guys out there know, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. We don't have to offer until September 4th, but you absolutely have to offer on September 4th. Have to. Yeah, see, these guys are coming along. Wormley. Still no? Still a no from you, bruh? Get out of here. Rupert is turning me down. I'm upset. Gotta tell you, I'm upset, Rupert. Come on. All right, the 21st. You need between $10,000 and $12,000 going into home visits. The more scholarships you have, the more money you need. I'm comfortable blowing my budget down to like $10K because I only have the 2 scholarships. So I'm just blindly inviting all these guys. If I had more scholarships, I would be more conservative. All right, September 4th. So now is the time for us to get our offers out. All right. So let's think about this. Jeff Andrews has no offers. The unfortunate thing is he's only cool. If we had got him to like warm or hot, we could steal that dude. Let's take a look at Hayes and Barnes and some of these other guys. Hayes has no offers. What is happening? Didn't stand out at Indy. Oh, wait, hold on. How did we not take him off the list? Hayes is garbage. All right, so here we go. Larry Barnes, top 10 at Indy. No offers. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why. Barnes has no offers. He's only warm on us, though. So let's check the hots just real quick. All right, Adam Scott looks like a Tennessee commit. Derek, and some of these guys, here's the other thing for you all to know, is that some of these guys have other offers, right? Because this is only showing the top 10. So you don't get outside of hot. He could have other hots. He could have other warms, and they could be making offers and you're not seeing it. So this isn't a guarantee. It's a guarantee like if you see nothing, and then right here, if instead of Memphis it said Louisville, I could throw in an offer and I would have a real good chance at Derek Fall. But that is not the case. So let's just keep taking a look. Most of these schools are going to be offering the very best players, and we're just seeing if there's anyone that we can easily steal. So let's just kind of roll through. All right, here, Martin Oliver. Decent at Indy, top 10 at Memphis. And it looks like if we threw out an offer, Martin Oliver, I'm writing this down. If we threw out an offer to Martin Oliver, we would be the highest rated school on his list to offer him. Let's see if there's any others that are similar to that. Smiley, really interested in playing in Atlanta. Oh, he's from Covington. Bro, you're from Covington and you don't want to... that feels like a betrayal. I can't lie. It feels like a betrayal. All right, but we wouldn't be his top offer, so Rupert is going to Texas A&M. That's a given. Eric DeWitt, a center. top 25 at Memphis. Okay, we're going to write that one down as well. I'm going to write down anyone I think we can steal. And then once I have the names... Oh, look at this. Iverson. Oh, Iverson! Woo! Do we need Iverson? Didn't stand out at Indy. Decent. I'm writing him down anyway. Iverson. I'm going to say probably not. But, okay. I would love to have a guy named Iverson. Rick's going to Vandy. Nick Winston. Decent at Indy. Top 25. All right, Nick Winston. Once we've got the list of guys that we think we can steal, we'll go through and see who we would like to have the most. Cundiff. Going to Georgia. Brandon Walton. Not happening. Buchanan's all right. We could grab him. Craig Doctor. Okay. Interesting. And that's the end of the list. Okay, so the top recruit that I thought that we could steal was Martin Oliver. He's a 4-star player out of Florida. We're hot on his list. He was top 10 at Memphis. Now, this would be the second year in a row that we're bringing in a guy that was top 10 at Memphis to play the power forward spot. But I believe we're losing our senior. And you never know what's going to happen with those two centers. One of them playing out of position. Like a top 10 at Memphis, decent at Indy. We're going all in for Martin Oliver. He's into location. We're going to offer him. All right, so that's one. All right, what else do we have? Next up was Eric DeWitt. He's a center. I don't know if that's what we need. Winston and Doctor. We do need shooting guards. Decent and top 25. Decent and top 25. Where's Doctor? Relatively the same. You know, really, we needed to be a step up. Did he get fired? Did who get fired? No, you asking about me? Did I get fired? No, I got my job security back to 100. We're trying to figure out right now who we want to bring in, and I really love to bring in a small forward. But because I think we could bring in another guard, but we're kind of clogged up at shooting guard. Maybe a point guard. But we can't get Adam Scott, though, right? He's going to Tennessee. You know, let's just offer him anyway. I think the point guard is the position that, if we could move it up, would be most advantageous. And you never know. Maybe he doesn't commit week 1. We can get him for an in-home. I doubt it. I don't want to rely on this forever, but you never know. We'll see what happens. But I do feel good about... Ooh, who was the other offer? Oliver? Yeah. I feel good about Oliver. I think we got him. I think. Hopefully. Hey, Martin Oliver. Adam Scott went to Tennessee, of course. But we got Martin Oliver. And he's a top 10 player at Memphis. So back-to-back years, we're bringing in power forwards that are top 10 at Memphis. Our inside game is only getting stronger. Now we need to focus on a guard. Either a point guard or a small forward. I think we got enough depth at shooting guard. Would really like a point guard or a small forward. Isaac Green and Bowman for the Norton. Are you sure? They're going to be low. Green and Bowman, 39 and 40. All right, fair enough. All right, let's see if we can grab a point guard or a small forward. Let's see, who are we high on? Derek Fall. How are you looking? Top 10 in Memphis? Top 25 at Indy? No offers? Bro. All right. That's, as of right now, my number one. If I can get a point guard or a small forward that I think would be better. You're not better. Iverson's got a cooler name, but he's not better. And Buchanan's not better. All right, we're going Derek Fall, baby. Let's get hyped. We're going all in on Derek Fall. Heck of a guard. We're going to visit him. We're going to talk about location. That's his number one. Boom. Okay. After that, Tom Shannon still has no offers. What is happening over here? Let me tell you about my school, bro. It's so good. We've got a school that's really, really cool. We're going to visit him and talk about school prestige. Larry Hunter. What are you interested in, my man? Conference prestige. Okay. We got you there as well. Corey Turner. Top 10 at Memphis. Who else do we want to talk to? Who else do we want to talk to? Alan Ward? No. That might be it. We might save up a little bit of money. Stick with those three, see what happens. Stick with those three, see what happens. Let's go. All right. We've got a decision from Derek Fall. Ah! Ha ha! Woo! Feels good, bro. Yes, sir. Let's take a look at this recruiting class before we bail out on the stream. Derek Fall, 4-star player. Top 25 at Indy. So we're bringing in one of the top 25 players in the country. And he was top 25 at Memphis. Top 10 at Memphis, sorry. 4-star, top 25 at Memphis. So where right now we've got a little bit of confusion about where our shooting guard position actually lies. When Derek Fall gets to campus, that's our starter. That's our dude. Okay. So, moving on from that, another top 10 player at Memphis. He was only decent at Indy, but still top 10 at Memphis. So we've got another power forward. So right now, we're just racking it up. So my biggest concern at this point, because Isaac Green, assuming no transfers, is still coming back, then the point guard position is probably the spot that we have the least potential. So in next year's recruiting class, I will be looking to bring in even more impactful point guards. But looking at our roster and what we have right now as it loads, this is what I'm trying to replace. A freshman who's 2.5-star with 4 potential, a 9 for the outside jumper, 6 scoring, 6'4" passing handling, decent rebounder, decent defender, really good athlete, good defensive IQ. I'm sorry, what is DI? Did I mix up this one and this one? Regardless, Bootsy is solid, right? And so I'm looking to take solid to beyond solid, like solid to great. Like some of the like Isaac. Isaac's great. Hughes is great. So I want to bring in more of those dudes, and we're bringing them in, but of course we're bringing them in at the power forward and the shooting guard. So Randall, this is Darius Randall's last year of starting, assuming he starts this year. Just looking at the shooting guards, 5, 6, and 6 in scoring, 6, 6, and 3. I expect Fall to be at least 6s, if not 7s. Brian Kincaid, he might start. We'll have to look at that before the next one gets going. So yeah, let's get the scheduling out. We can finalize that real quick. Indiana, the Hoosiers? Ooh, at Santa Clara, at Colorado State. Indiana State, the Fighting Larry Birds coming in. Okay. Murray State, they were just in the Elite Eight. Murray State Racers. Okay. I like that schedule. Feels good. Feels real good. All right, guys. Our scholarships are gone. We got through last season. We made the Sweet 16. We fulfilled all of our board's requirements. We're bringing in 2 more top 10 players from the Memphis camp. Backfilling the talent over and over. And let's see. With Bootsy, Darius, Isaac. I mean, this should be another Sweet 16 team. The only real problem is at the point guard position with the lack of experience. So, could that drag us back? Yes. But every other position is more experienced and has more depth. So, there's a trade-off there. I think that we'll have a very similar season. Hopefully better. Hopefully not worse. Probably similar. But we're ready to go. Year 3, Louisville Cardinal rebuild. From the dregs of garbage prestige up to a 57. We're a 57 now. We're going nowhere but up. And we're going nowhere but at least 5, 6, 7 points up a year. For a while. We're shooting to the moon, baby. Bam, boom, straight to the moon. Let's go. Hey, Russ Bus, thanks for the follow, buddy. I really appreciate it. Keep jumping into these streams, watching us get the Louisville Cardinals back where they belong. This last season that Louisville did was absolute trash. Will never happen again. Guarantee it. It'll never happen on stream, and it'll never happen again in real life either. We're coming back. We're making all the moves, but thank you all for following. Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for jumping in the chat. Agelia, Chris, Polly Duster, Joshua. Who else was jumping in here? Oh, I know we had others. I think Random Task might have been in here at some point. Breeze was definitely in here. Everybody that was in the chat, thank you all so much. Really appreciate the engagement. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the subscribes. Thanks for the likes on YouTube, the comments on YouTube. All that stuff is awesome. I love engaging with y'all. So until next time, hey, this is Cards. I'll see y'all again. We're going back to the Sweet 16, baby. Do it again. Do it again. Hey, Louisville. Appreciate y'all. Take care.